Talking about Megan's vast knowledge of baseball
Yes.
and everything.
I know stuff. Big Puma, Mike Matheny,
That's
Tony
right.
La Russa,
There you
Mark
go.
McGuire.
She's got
I
it
can
all
name the
down.
whole team.
And now
Let's go.
and now you've named the new manager.
I know. See?
How about
I know
that?
what
She's
I'm
even
talking
met him.
about.
I know
have.
you've met him. You've
I
talked
have.
to him. So
I've served him dinner before.
Well, there you go. So you've got
we're
a friend.
like this.
That's good.
We're BFFs.
Well, hopefully the Cardinal fans will be like this with this guy. Yardbirds are high on him. We'll see how he does. There's no doubt that Tony La Russa will end up in the Hall of Fame. He's the third winningest manager in baseball history, won 3 World Series titles, 2 of them with the Cardinals. The man who will replace him in St. Louis, he's never managed a game in his life, but the Cardinals think he's going to be good in the dugout. Mike Matheny has been announced as the new Redbirds skipper. He played 13 seasons in the big leagues, 5 of those with the Cardinals from 2000 to 2004. Matheny earned a strong reputation as a clubhouse leader, gaining the respect of several Cardinal players. He also won 4 Gold Gloves for his work behind the plate. Matheny has spent time as a minor league instructor for the Cardinals, but again, no managerial experience. He beat out several other candidates, among them former Red Sox skipper Terry Francona, Cards third base coach Jose Oquendo, and former Cubs great Ryan Sandberg. Matheny will officially be introduced as the Cardinals' new manager at a news conference tomorrow morning. The expected news became official this morning for Missouri running back Henry Josey. He will miss the rest of the season. The Tiger sophomore suffered a torn patellar tendon, torn ACL, and torn MCL in his left knee. The injury occurred on this play in the third quarter of Missouri's win over Texas yesterday. A scary-looking injury there. Josey was taken off after several minutes on the field. He left on a cart. Not before Texas coach Mac Brown even came over to offer some words of encouragement. Josey underwent surgery this morning. He is expected to make a full recovery, but he will not play again this season.
It's amazing just how everything shifts here a little now. Devin Moore's going to get more involved, and we've been playing a little bit of this all year long, and feel really bad for Henry, obviously, and our whole football team does.
It's really sad. He's a big role he plays a big role on the team, and he's our teammate, he's our brother. So that's really sad for that to happen to him.
Kendall had the starting spot coming this season, and he got injured, and so Henry took over, and he's done a really good job for us. You can never predict the kind of thing that Henry's done this season, because that's a pretty special thing that you don't see too many runners like Henry. But Kendall is more than capable, and he's a pretty special back himself.
Josey finishes the season with 1,158 rushing yards, 5th highest total in school history. He might have broken the record had he stayed healthy. Kendall Lawrence will likely take over as the top running back. He went over 100 yards in yesterday's 17-5 win over the Longhorns. Tigers 5-5 on the year. They will host Texas Tech next Saturday, 2:30 kickoff at Furrow Field. Final home game of the season for Missouri. Some movement in the BCS rankings after Stanford and Boise State both suffered their first losses yesterday. Oregon and Oklahoma now move into the top 5. LSU, Oklahoma State, Alabama, they continue to hold down those top 3 spots. 3 other Big 12 teams are ranked this week. Kansas State, after that thrilling 4-overtime win over A&M, moves up to 13th this week. Baylor is 22nd, 1 spot ahead of those Longhorns. Our Sunday night NASCAR Chase Report is brought to you by D&K Collision. It has come down to this, a 2-man race headed to the final event of the season. Columbia native Carl Edwards starting today, 3 points ahead of Tony Stewart going into the Cobalt Tools 500 at Phoenix. They were tight throughout the race, running 1-2 here on lap 205. Stewart had a great day, led the most laps in this race. Edwards would take the lead on lap with 33 laps to go, and Kurt Busch ran out of gas. Edwards had to pit with 21 to go. That gave Stewart the advantage. 3 laps later, though, Stewart to pit road to top up on gas. That put Casey Kane in front, and Kane would hold on from there to win it. His first victory in 81 races. Edwards and Stewart finished 2nd and 3rd respectively, so Carl 1 spot ahead of Stewart, but Stewart led the most laps today. So they both earned the same amount of points. The standings remain unchanged, headed for the finale.
That was a lot of fun. That's what we need to come here and do. Run well, finish in front of that 14. Still had the points lead going into Homestead. It's just a huge day, for Aflac, Ford, Subway, Scott's, Kellogg's, all these fans, sold out place, and now we keep it interesting for Homestead.
1 race to go. It is down to these 2 men. Stewart and Edwards still separated by 3 points. All the other drivers have been mathematically eliminated. So either Carl Edwards or Tony Stewart will win the Sprint Cup Series championship next Sunday at Homestead Miami Speedway. Can somebody please figure out these Kansas City Chiefs? 3 straight losses to start the year, then they won 4 in a row. Now they've lost back-to-back home games to the Dolphins and then the Broncos today. Tim Tebow, first quarter touchdown run, made it 7-zip. It was 10-0 in the third. Matt Castle, nice play here, fakes out everyone. Even the cameraman finds LaRon McClain wide open in the end zone. It's 10-7. Tebow completed all of 2 passes today. But here's one of them, a 56-yard strike touchdown to Eric Decker. The Broncos beat Kansas City 17-10. Chiefs are 4-5, but they're still only a game out of first place in the AFC West. Sam Bradford and the Rams on the road in Cleveland today to play the Browns. First play of the second quarter, Bradford rolls out, finds Brandon Lloyd in the end zone, 7-3 St. Louis. That was the only touchdown of the day. They traded field goals. Phil Dawson of Cleveland kicked 4 of them, had a shot at a 22-yarder late to potentially win it, but that one's way off the mark after a bad snap. The Rams hang on and win the game 13-12. That is just their second win of the season. College wrestling season opener for the Missouri Tigers, ranked 9th in the country to start the season. Mizzou beats Purdue 21-15. They are 1-0. 2 Mid-Missouri high school football teams are still alive. Osage and Blair Oaks will play state semifinal games next Saturday. Each team 1 victory away from a trip to the Show Me Bowl in St. Louis. You'll find both the Indians and Falcons in our Play of the Week nominees. Here's play number 1. Jared Edwards of Osage. Just the start of a big day. He scored 5 touchdowns. His first one, this punt return, making some great moves, 81 yards in that win over North Callaway. But the T-Birds turned in this fine effort. Play of the Week nominee number 2. This ball flipped up in the air, and look at Vance Allen diving in, makes the grab for the touchdown. And play number 3, Blair Oaks, the Falcons, facing a 4th down and goal. Daniel Castillo rolling out. He finds Trevor Bax for the touchdown as the Falcons knocked off Macon. To pick your favorite play, log on to connectmidmissouri.com. Click on High School Football Central. We'll reveal the winner tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. In addition to those 2 football teams, 3 soccer teams still alive. Rockbridge, Helias, and Fatima all going to the Final Four next weekend in Kansas City. So an exciting weekend this weekend for high school sports, and a lot more coming up next weekend.
A lot of stuff's wrapping up, and then basketball.
Yeah, basketball's just around the corner for high school,
Yeah, lots of stuff going on around here.
All right. Thank you, Tony. We'll be back in